ladies, welcome to your July demo videos. So these are the videos where I'm going to show you everything that you need to know. So each day is going to have its own video, and then in each video I talk about the workout structure and then I break down each exercise. So I'm going to show you how to do everything, I'm going to explain the form, and then I'm also going to talk about substitutions or modifications if you just have an injury or you can't do something, or just by fitness level how things can be made easier or how they can be made more difficult. So anything you need to know will be in these videos. The first one is always the longest because I do the most explaining. As the weeks go on, they tend to get shorter because we've covered more and more and more. So the way that I do them is I talk about the workout, I give a demonstration of each exercise, and then I go further into detail in each exercise. So if you're somebody who has worked out before or you've done my program before, you might be able to watch just the first 1 or 2 minutes of each video and then you'll be ready to go. If you're new or you don't know a lot of exercises, then you'll have to watch farther, but please feel free to skip through, just kind of drag it and try to see where I am, because I don't want to waste your time if you don't need to watch it. But this is where I explain all of the videos. So we are on Monday the 4th, happy 4th of July. I have labeled what day it is, so we're on lower, and we have 4, 5, or 6 rounds. So you'll notice each exercise is gonna either say 4, 5, or 6 rounds, 5, 6, or 7 rounds, it might say EMOM, it might say ladder, whatever is underlined is the type of workout that we're doing with the star and underline. And then if there's 2 stars and underline, that means there's 2 parts to the workout. So today we have 2 parts. If you look at Tuesday, we only have 1 part. So the parts never go together. They're always done separately. So for Monday, we have 4, 5, or 6 rounds, and then we have Russian twist as part number 2. So I'm going to show you each exercise that's listed here, and then I will break it down further. So we have weighted lateral lunges. Per in parentheses means per leg or per arm or per side. Move my chair. Can hold it up. Okay, then we have goblet squats, quick pulse squats, calf raises, which I always recommend that you do off of a ledge, like a staircase, or leaning up against a wall, and Russian twists. This can be with or without weight. Okay, so 4, 5, or 6 rounds, so you're just going to choose. Do you want to do it 4 times, 5 times, or 6 times? Then we're all doing the same amount of reps, which is the number in front of the exercise. So we're all doing 10 weighted laterals per leg, 12 goblet squats, 14 quick pulse squats, 16 calf raises, okay? So anytime that there is an exercise that says weighted, that means that there's also the option of doing it without weight. So that's always gonna be your choice. You can always, or if it's something that doesn't have weighted, but you think there might be a way for you to add the weight in, if that's what you're looking to do, go for it. Sometimes I'll point it out and say, if you're looking to add weight, this is how you would hold it, but you don't have to use weight if there's a way to do it without using weight, okay? And all of the things that are written in my workouts are what I recommend. So if you are just not capable of it, then do what you're capable of, okay? So these are not meant to be something that you go to do the first workout and you're like, oh my God, I can't do it, and you just quit. You wanna make it where you can do it, okay? So that's why there's the flexibility in the number of rounds, even with the number of reps. If you're somebody who is really, really bad at push-ups, even the easiest form you're really bad at, and they're supposed to be 10 and you can only do 5, then just do 5 every single time. It's always better to do something or to modify it to where you can do it than to not do it, okay? So, weighted laterals. So our lateral lunge is like, and it kind of reminds me of a lunge and a squat, like mixed together. So you're gonna start on one side, you're gonna take a big step out to the other side, and you're going to sink into your lunge. So your body, or I should say your butt, is going to move backward, but also diagonal. okay? So you're going to move your butt diagonal back until you get into this lunge position, okay? So this knee is bent, this leg is straight, and my butt is pushed back, but I'm trying to keep my chest up. I'm not folding down toward my knee. I'm trying to keep my body upright, okay? Notice my feet are still forward, my knee is forward, my hips are forward. So even though we are going to the side, I'm not actually turning to the side. So my knee is not facing the wall. My upper body is not turning toward the wall. Everything stays forward except my butt moves diagonal back, okay? So from the side, it looks a lot like a squat. It looks like I'm just squatting, okay? So this is that motion. And when you go to this side, all of your weight should be on this leg. So I can move my toe around, no weight is on this leg. It all shifts to this side and then you push back to start. So that is one, obviously you can do just how I showed you with no weight, or you can add weight. So to add weight, I like to hold it in the opposite arm and I like to just reach across. Okay, now you don't need to be too concerned about if you are touching the ground or not. That's not really what it's about. It's just about getting into that proper lunge stance. So like I never touch the ground, that's fine. Okay, you can also hold the weight up here in front of your body. You can hold 2 dumbbells and just go either side, or you can hold one on the actual side that you're lunging. So all of that is up to you. For our goblet squat, so this is our regular squat with weight. So if you have never done a squat before, you're going to get in a comfortable stance. So that would usually be shoulder width or a little bit farther than shoulder width apart for your feet. So when I just step out, I'm a little bit past shoulder width, okay? That's my comfortable stance. Now for your feet, they should be pointing forward or they can point slightly out. So not really far out, slightly out or forward. So the difference is when you point slightly out, it takes a little bit pressure off of your knees, okay? Now, when you sink down into your squat, you're going to drop your butt toward the ground. So it's gonna go, obviously, behind you, your hips are gonna push back, but your butt is gonna sink downward, down toward the ground. I always put my hands either here or praying hands or out in front of me because I wanna remember to keep my back up. I don't want to come down with my shoulders toward the ground. So you always want to try to keep your upper body upward, your chest upward. So I usually just put my hands in front of my chest and it kind of just reminds me to keep my chest up. Okay, so this is your body weight squat. So again, everything should be kind of facing forward. You're dropping your butt. Now, if you have bad knees or you are brand new at squatting and you don't think you're going far enough or you feel really uncomfortable, like when you go down where you are, you're not sure, you can use a chair. So if you have to do a full sit because of your knees, you are going to squat down, but you're going to keep your posture. You're not going to actually sit in the chair. You're just going to sit in the chair and then stand. Sit in the chair and then stand, okay? Now, if you can squat freely, but you're unaware of where you are in space and you feel like it's really awkward, you don't know where to stop, you don't know how low you're going, then you're gonna do tap and go. So as soon as you feel the chair on your butt, you're gonna stand up. So wait for a tap, go. Tap, go. So this is just gonna help you know where to go. So when to stop, how far to go, and after a while of using that, then you can probably do it without it. So any of these can be done with the weight or without the weight. Without it would just be a regular squat. When you hold the weight in front of you, it's a goblet squat. So you're gonna hold it like this by the top, and it kind of just rests right on my chest. And I remember that I need to keep my back up. You might tilt forward a little bit because you do have the weight in front of you, but you don't want to do a full crunch forward, okay? So if your back goes slightly forward, that's okay, but you don't want to purposely bend your back forward, all right? Next we have quick pulse squats. So this is the same as what I just showed you, except there's gonna be a little bounce that's called a pulse. So when you go down in your squat, you're going to do a short bounce and then stand up. So down, pulse, up. Down, pulse, up. Down, pulse, up. Down, pulse, up. So notice when I pulse, I'm not fully standing or I'm not doing a large motion. It's a small bounce. This is how small your pulse is, okay? So again, down, pulse, up, down, pulse, up. So you cannot pulse while doing a full sit because obviously when you do a full sit, you take all of the weight off of your body, but you could still do the pulse with the tap and go if you need to do that method, okay? Now lastly, we have our calf raises, which, as I mentioned previously, I don't recommend you just standing on your carpet and doing them if you can do them somewhere else. So if you have to do it like I'm doing it, you're just gonna go up on your toes, back down, up on your toes, back down. So you're working your calf muscle, okay? But if you can, you're gonna wanna go to a ledge. So the reason for that is because your heel will be able to go past level line, which is gonna give your calf a really good stretch and a larger range of motion. So then when you go up and down, you're now working more of your calf muscle versus maybe this much because every time you come down, your heel slams into the floor, okay? So what I mean by that, I always hope I have something that I can show you guys without dragging you to my stairs, but I never do. I never do. Okay, to the stairs we go. So, oh, this is so annoying. Bear with me, I'm rolling. All right, come on. I gotta roll past, I gotta open, and I'm gonna show you. Gonna go this way. Okay, so those are the stairs. So what I mean is, when you are here and you go up, when you come down, your heels fall past the line of level. Up, down, up, down, okay? So see how my heel is hanging way down low? If I was standing on my carpet, my heel would be all the way up here. So that is the benefit of using a ledge. Like for me, my stairs luckily are right there. I have a raised ranch, so if I work out in my basement or I work out in my living room, my stairs are right there. So it works out for me, but if you don't have a situation where you can easily get to your stairs, then I would recommend just using the floor. So there's nothing wrong with it. The only difference again is if you're on a ledge, you're going to get a larger range of motion because your heel is able to sink down lower. So you're going to reach more of the muscle, okay? And that is it for part one. So when you finish, however many rounds you're doing, you're gonna move on to Russian twists. I feel like this is crooked now, but I have to live with it. Okay, so part two is Russian twists. So this is for reps, which means you're doing it between 50 and 100 reps. So that's your choice. If you wanna do 60, if you wanna do 80, or if these are really easy for you maybe and you feel like you have a lot of energy left, you could do 120 if you want. It doesn't matter. So Russian twists have a lot of modifications. So I'm going to show you from hardest to easiest. So your hardest Russian twist is feet off the ground with a weight. So you're gonna be in this V-type position and your legs are gonna come off the ground, okay? So I'm balancing on my butt and I've got a weight in my hand. So now I'm going to twist my torso over to this side, past the middle, over to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So notice my body is twisting. You don't want to just do your arms because now you're not actually twisting your abs, you're only moving your arms. So when you turn, you wanna make sure your shoulders and your head are going in that direction. That's what's gonna ensure that you're actually twisting your abs, okay? So weight, feet off the ground is the hardest. Second hardest would be no weight, feet off the ground. So you're still balancing, you just don't have that weight. Now to make it easier, you can have a weight, but you can drop onto your heels. So you're still kind of in that V-sit where your body is a little bit back, but your heels are touching the ground. Twist, twist, twist with your weight. And then the easiest version would be heels on the ground, no weight, twist, 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 okay? So you have to pick a number divisible by 2 because you have to do 1, 2, that's each side. But you know, you can pick whatever number that you would like, all right? So that is Monday, the 4th of July.